Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Lindsay's Loves. Whether you are a brand new plant parent or a plant addict, and I sort of feel like I fall into both of those categories simultaneously, so maybe that's where you fit too. And I am excited today because I have some new plants here to show you. A plant haul, and this is all brought to me by Plant Runs. You know I've talked about them before, but it was pointed out to me that I forgot to mention the cost of delivery service to my area because I don't live in either Toronto or Ottawa. So I'm quite a distance from the actual main locations where these greenhouses and nurseries and plant stores are all located. So the cost for me to get all of these plants delivered was $25, and I cannot say for sure if that will be the cost for you, because even if you live exactly, the same distance or something, there could be other factors. So please ask Plant Runs if you have any questions about how to get plants delivered. But I do want to say just up front, because I have been getting a number of questions in my DMs over on Instagram about online shopping right now, and I am always replying that I do not recommend buying plants and shipping them through the mail right now. You know that I sometimes do fashion blogging, and all of my packages for that are delayed, epically. So I have a new bra that's coming. It's been sitting in the factory with a label on it but not moving for over a week. And here's the thing, I'm not even mad at that in its own category because I understand what's going on. I'm just bringing it up because these are plants, they're alive, and it's cold outside, and these delivery centers are not necessarily going to be kept warm. They might be kept in the truck overnight. I don't know. So the only way I am buying plants during the winter is using Plant Runs as my delivery service. I also just think it's nice, even though it does take a little bit longer to get here, that they're guaranteed taken care of. They're not going to go too long without water, without being checked on, without sunlight. They, I think, arrive in much, much better condition. So, big fan. And let's get into the plants, because that's why you're really here. And I'm going to start with the first one because it is from a different place than the rest of them. And this one is a cute little butterwort, which I always want to call a butterworm for some reason. Not excellent. I guess I need to block out my face so it'll focus on the plants. Fun little autofocus problems. And I'm so lucky because they grabbed me one that is flowering right now. And isn't that beautiful? So pretty. So yes, this is a plant that is considered a carnivorous plant, I suppose, because I don't know if you could see in the close-up there, but there are a bunch of fungus gnats being eaten up by this little baby. And so I just think, so helpful, so cute. I love it. So yeah, I'm very excited to have this plant, and this is my first plant purchase from Secret Garden. I definitely recommend them if you're looking for a butterwort. They seem to keep them in stock regularly and get them back in stock often. So they do sell out quickly. When you see them, you should buy one, but they will come back. So kind of panic, but don't. So the rest of these plants, goodness, I think that I am forgetting the name of the greenhouse, and that's not fair. So give me 1 second because I'm going to grab my phone. And I'm going to check right now. So let me just see, because I would have tagged them. Okay, yeah. So sorry, I knew part of the name, but I forgot the second part, and that is not excellent. So the rest of these plants here are from Robert Plant with an E greenhouses, and they are based out of Ottawa, whereas Secret Garden here is based out of Guelph. So just pointing out also that Plant Runs really covers a huge area, and anyone not from sort of the Southern Ontario, Eastern Ontario region may not know how big that is, but that's pretty huge. As a former social worker, that's certainly more than one catchment area. So it's huge. And let's move on to the plants from Robert Green, and I just told you it was Robert Plant greenhouses. So you may have noticed that I have a thing for variegated plants, in particular white variegated plants. So we have this variegated jade, I believe it is called Albo variegation on this one as well. I think I saw that on the title, and of course it means white variegation, so it does make sense. So a tiny little jade plant, and I'm excited for this baby because once she starts growing up big and strong, you can tell it will be easy to propagate, because it does appear as though maybe that's exactly how this was done. So excited to have that baby. I don't have a regular jade, but I know that my sister is always giving away cuttings, so I'll be able to get one when this whole mess is over and we can safely visit again. Now, here's the story about these plants. So technically, I bought these next 3 plants. Sorry, the first one that I talked about, the jade, and I'm gonna pull this one up. This white birds of paradise, which is a beautiful plant, and I just love this size. It's perfect for the spot that I want to put it in, and I chose the white instead of the orange because, well, you know me at this point. That's what I would choose, and I'm very excited to have this baby here. So I don't think I have much else to say, but yeah, this one and the Albo jade, and this one, which is the variegated peace lily, which could use a bit more light, I think. Like, I don't know if you can see here, but a lot of the flowers are like green instead of the white. And I must admit, there is one that looked like it got a little bit of cold damage that was sticking out of the bag. So I'll probably just chop that one off and aim to give it a bit more light. I believe that would help with increasing the variegation possibly, as well as making sure these flowers come in more white. I do believe I have heard that somewhere. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, or even just tell me that I'm right. That would be helpful too. So these 3 plants, the jade, the birds of paradise, the variegated peace lily, were not necessarily plants that I had on my wish list, but they were available at the time when I knew that another wish list plant was going to be coming up. So this is a funny story in a way. I wanted to have my credit card in their website so that I could get the next plant for sure and just click buy now or whatever it was, and not have to enter my details then and potentially miss out on the plant that I really wanted. So I bought these 3 plants in advance earlier in the day, also knowing that if I got my wish list plant, that it would be coming at the same time as the rest of my plants from Plant Runs. And I'm just remembering too, I got a bag of moss at the same time that I got these 3 plants. I bought a bag of sphagnum moss, and I don't think you really need to see that. There's nothing interesting about the bag, but I wanted to do a few more props, and so I feel like that would be very useful to have in the house. So to the wish list plant, which I believe, oh my wish list plant, which God! Oh no, guys, did you just see me do that? Oh no, I am heartbroken. Oh no. Guys, that I am so flippin' sad. It got stuck on this leaf and it fell off and you saw it. Oh my God, I'm so sad. That makes me so sad, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm just having like a literal moment here because that's like such a pretty leaf, and it looks like it was the original leaf of this 2-stem plant here, and I just wrecked it and I feel awful. Wow. Oh, I'm all flushed and red and hot and so upset at myself. Guys, wow. And obviously, like, it's just a leaf. Like, I don't know if it was already kind of sensitive there. Like, no, I think that's totally my fault. That looks like just a fresh break and like it was strong, and I'm just a fucking moron. And wow. I feel so bad, guys. Please leave me comments cheering me up, telling me like times you've done dumb shit like this to a plant that you just fucking love, because I'm so heartbroken. Like, just rough. On the plus side, I have lots of little vases that I can just put this in and admire the leaf. And there's a new leaf coming up here and a new leaf coming up here, and I'm trying so hard to make myself feel better and I kind of just want to cry. So, short story long, I got my wish list plant later that night and all the plants came together. Guys, that sucks so bad. I'm so mad at myself. And I like tried to move this out of the way before. I don't know if you saw it, but like it just got stuck and that sucks. I'm so flippin' sad. It was like, it was the biggest leaf. I haven't even said this is my Mandula pothos. Like, oh my God, guys, I'm devastated. I'm probably gonna have to like cut out like a bunch of me just rambling right now and get back on track. I feel like such a moron. Oh, for now, I'm just gonna pretend it's part of the plant. It's not gonna grow. I'm not an idiot. I know there's no node there. The node's down here. But yay! It's my Mandula. It sort of looks like it looked like when it came. Gosh, guys. Please cheer me up in the comments. Please like and subscribe to make up for my failure. Oh, please do something to make this better. Okay, so that's that, and let's be very flipping careful. And let's turn this one, I don't know, back this way. Oh, stay away from the other plants. Okay, just tuck you over there. Oh man, it's like, it's really wanting to take something out. Okay, well, that's a tragedy. So now, here's the story about this plant. And I feel like I can't really tell you anything about this plant without explaining this plant. So let me just preface this by saying I absolutely adore plant runs and I will continue to use them, and I think that mistakes happen and it's no big deal. But I'm going to tell you the story of this tiny plant, which is Pearls and Jade. So let me show it to you first. So you can see, nice, beautiful, healthy plant, lovely, but a little bit tinier than I was expecting. So originally I had asked Plant Runs to grab me 2 pearls and jade plants from, I believe it was Hemans, that had them on sale for that price at one point at the beginning of December. I'm not sure if it's a miscommunication or just a mistake. Either way, things happen, no big deal. And those plants were not picked up for me. It's a little bit different with some of the plant stores now. They've started doing online purchases, so it's much easier. You kind of just buy it yourself, send your order number in, very clear. Just like with the Robert Plant purchases, that's what happened there. Sorry guys, I'm still so upset about that leaf. I know I'm like definitely overreacting, but like, oof, mental health is like, and things like that are just like a little bit overwhelming. I really didn't want that to happen. Let me try to get back on track. So there was a mistake or a miscommunication and those plants didn't get picked up. Now the systems are much easier. You can just buy it yourself, send your order number in, crystal clear. No need for like Plant Runs to actually be making all these purchases for you. Although I believe that's still an option they offer. I just think it's much easier if you're buying your own plants and then just telling them where and when to pick up, sort of thing. Oh, sad Angela, I'm so sad, I'm so sorry. Anyways, this little baby is a replacement, sort of an I'm sorry for that, oops. And that is absolutely fabulous, lovely, amazing. I'm so happy to have it. I think another solution that would have been completely acceptable to me would have been just to say, oh, like next time, like if you go and buy those plants, we'll deliver them for no cost to you or reduced cost to you, or next time we see those plants, even if they're a bit expensive, we'll only charge you the lesser price and you still pay for delivery. There's lots of ways we could have worked that out. So here's a pretty good solution, is that they gave me tiny pearls and jade from their collection to say, we're sorry, and there you go. Now, the complicated part, the part that I had like some feelings about, was that I, at approximately the time when I was letting them know that there had been a bit of an oops, when they had told me that there would be only 1 plant delivered, I also, autistic brain, took that literally to mean that my Ottawa order was also not available. I thought that only my butterwort was coming. So I was a little bit disappointed, and I was trying to find out what happened with the Ottawa order, and also just expressing a bit of frustration that that if I had known in advance of when the plants were delivered, that then I could have ordered again, or rather when the plants were picked up from Ottawa, I could have just ordered the pearls and jade there, and that would have been my preferred resolution. So when I messaged with the order numbers for Robert Plant greenhouses, I said that I wanted to follow up on like the other plants that I had, and they just sort of replied thank you, and then got back to me with another follow-up, and they said they were just about to message me, but at that point they were coming with the plants the next day, and the plants in Ottawa had already been picked up, so I couldn't really just place another order and have it come all at one time. And being in the region that I live in, Plant Runs only comes out here every 2 weeks approximately now. It used to be 1 month, so it's amazing that they're actually bumping it up to 2 weeks. But that's one of the factors, of course, when it comes to me being able to access those plants. And I just had a specific spot in mind for those plants where they were going to be 2 and of a certain size. So all's well and good. They have made up for it with this plant. They've delivered the rest of my plants. All is well. The only thing that sort of threw me off, which I kind of want to mention because I feel like some of you may have seen it. So there might be assumptions made if I don't address it, but they made a public post in their stories that was started out by thanking everyone for their support, but then saying that they're really, you know, disheartened by negative feedback. And I think it used the words people saying that they're not doing a good job. So I want to be clear, I did not use those words ever, and seeing that message hurt me and it upset me, and I spent the entire night pretty much reading over my message to them, trying to figure out if I had said something mean or hurtful. And I mean, ultimately I came to the conclusion that my message was pretty normal and just addressing the fact that there was some miscommunication. I mean, even as you heard me explaining this, I said I thought only one plant was coming at all, and there were more. So whether it's my misunderstanding or miscommunication, something went wrong there, right? Sorry, you can hear my shaky voice coming out because I really was upset by that post. I don't want plant runs or any small business to feel that way when interacting with me, and at the same time I want to be able to say, hey, this didn't quite go as planned, how can we fix it, you know? And maybe I am not always the clearest communicator, you know? Part of me staying up all night is the hyper focus, me overthinking things and feeling like, you know, my awkwardness, my challenges with communication sometimes get in the way. So now that's me assuming that this post is about me, because I'm very self-reflective. I try to do my best and I don't want to hurt anyone. Now, assuming it is not about me and there was a bunch of other people in their DMs, then I want to say to you all, stop being so mean. The internet has become absolutely cruel during this last year. It was not kind before, but I have found that the like sort of nitpicking criticism, and I don't mean construction criticism, I mean just flat out like rude hatred, is off the charts, and I think it's a real problem, and I think we can do better. So this video is much longer than I intended it to be because I broke my dream plant. What did I do? Guys, I'm so upset about that. Whew. I'm so grateful that there's 2 new leaves about to come out because I am sad about this. So I don't know what to say. I can't end this video properly. I'm a mess. I care about these plants. Y'all, I have to do an update on like my rare plants too, because oops, there's a story. So subscribe so that you can be here when I tell the story of my oops with one, maybe more, we'll see, of my rare and expensive plants. For now, these plants are living here and isolated because even when your plants come from the absolute best plant stores, you should still keep them isolated from the rest of your collection for a few weeks to make sure there are no pests and any issues can be dealt with in a small amount of plants instead of in a huge collection. But don't be thinking that that's related to the issue, because I'm telling you, that one's not it. This is a far more interesting and perhaps weird story, which I need to film very soon. So subscribe, thumbs up, comments to make me feel better about my Manjula pothos. And make sure you check out Plant Runs, Secret Garden, and Robert Plant Greenhouses, who got me all of these beautiful babies. And that's all. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.